before we discuss about the two pillars of Mollywood, making ourselves aware of the three great teachers of acting is a must. Konstantin Stanislavski, the one who revolutionized acting, brought laurels to the field of cinema through his system. Actors needed to be realistic. Being realistic for Stanislavski meant that the actors had to understand their characters and find a part of their lives which was similar to that of the characters they were portraying, so that they could relive that part of their lives and fulfill the character's need. This is termed as emotional recalling. For example, in a scene the character that is to be portrayed is betrayed by his friend. In order to make that scene realistic on screen, the actor had to find a part of his life where he was betrayed by one of his friends. This was how Stanislavski revolutionized the melodramatic way that was perceived as acting. Lee Strasberg did what was necessary, sorting out the limitations in Stanislavski's system and making it more efficient. Strasberg added that actors needed to do something more. He stated that emotional recalling wasn't enough for the actor to portray the character he wanted to. For example, would an actor who was reared in a wealthy family be able to understand and embody the characteristics of a boy born in a poverty-struck family? As a solution to this, he added a layer called substitution other than emotional recalling. Substitution meant that the actors had to put themselves in all the situations the character had to encounter. For example, to prepare for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger was said to have shut himself in a London hotel room for a month before filming. And during production, he refused to step out of character, ignoring anyone who tried to talk to him outside the role. This was how Strasberg elevated Stanislavski's system to what was called the method. Then came Stella Adler, who almost completely put acting to another level. Even though her method of acting had similarities to that of Stanislavski and Strasberg, she made it her own by adding the power of imagination. Emotional recalling was never her cup of tea. The way she expressed her dislike for such a process is as stated, drawing on the emotions I experienced. For example, when my mother died, to create a role is sick and schizophrenic. If that is acting, I don't want to do it. She encouraged the actors to expand their knowledge base. She also advocated that the actor who completely followed imaginative style of acting and did deep research was able to find something peculiar about the character that wasn't on the script. For example, Henry Winkler, a student of Adler's, played the iconic character the Fonz in the long-running sitcom Happy Days. As an often told story goes, one of the decisions he made about his character was that the Fonz never combed his hair. When told that a scene required the Fonz to use his comb, Winkler said that he didn't see it that way. Al Pacino, Marilyn Monroe, Jack Nicholson and many more followed Strasberg's method. Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro and several others went the Stella Adler way. These are the two methods being followed by actors at present. What we have drawn out from the two methods: Strasberg method, completely be the character on and off screen, does a lot of preparations, concentrates on accents, get-up changes, way of walking. Actor's performance depends on the script, lack of expertise in a few genres of acting, followed by the most number of actors. Adler method, make the character a part of the actor and project it on screen, hardly does preparations, relies more on emotions, body language rather than accents. Get-up changes, performance doesn't depend on the script, expertise in almost every genre of acting, followed by a less number of actors. The actors nails elements, in peculiar about the character, which isn't on the script. Now we understand that Mammootty's acting resembles the Strasberg method while Mohanlal's the Adler method. According to the best researchers of acting, there are a few qualities great actors possess: childlike innocence, imagination, believability, vulnerability, unpredictability, use of body, introversion. Let's explain these terms. Childlike innocence. In every character, be it one of any wavelength, masculine or weak, there is always a child in him based on human instinct. Finding that childlike nature is one quality that makes an actor great. For example, the way we express feelings are different in public and in private. In public we try to control feelings as much as possible while our real self is exposed in private. Cinema is a private exposure of the character rather than a public projection. In private, we tend to cry or express happiness through the child in us. Great actors should have this quality. Imagination. There's no need to explain the term as it is one of the most basic elements of great acting. Imagination is the key that lets actors churn out the very basic characteristics of the role they are performing. It lets actors think beyond the script and add more features to their characters. Believability. Delivering the role in a convincing way is what's meant by this term. The actors have to make audience think in a way that something real is happening on screen rather than a scripted act. Vulnerability. Don't get confused here. It simply reflects the boldness or bravery from the actor's part. It's the actor's willingness to show his physical, mental side for the completion of his character. Unpredictability. The term is the most significant in terms of measuring greatness of acting. Being unpredictable, the actor should make the audience expect the unexpected. Use of body. Great actors always use physical movements to convey emotions. It is the quality of a great actor, be it the way of walking, eating. These all do reflect on certain characteristics of the person. Introversion. It's the ability of an actor to analyze himself and be able to project different versions of him according to the character. Now let's compare the big M's with respect to these qualities. Childlike innocence. Mohanlal has always been the one to be talked about when it comes to bringing childlike nature or charm to his characters. You could always hear that reference whenever a performance of his is analyzed. A rising YouTube channel, The Mallu Analyst, did a video on how Mohanlal brings that childlike aura to his characters. For reference, we have given the link in the description. Mohanlal scores here. Imagination. When it comes to imagination, both apply it phenomenally, but legendary acts have come from Mohanlal. Mammootty has done the same with all the marvelous accents he brought to his characters. We have to decide a winner. With no disrespect to Mammootty, Mohanlal gets the upper hand. Mohanlal has always been the one who brings magic on screen in terms of detailing, as follows. The chewing scene in Kairidam reflects on how he has reached abnormality, or the act in Thalavatam, where he doesn't blink his eyes, which is peculiar about people who are mentally unwell. The emotional breakdown in Satyam, where even the scriptwriter and director could not explain the act they saw before them. Mohanlal scores here. Vulnerability. We have had circumstances showing their commitment to the fullest. But at present Mammootty is the more vulnerable one. He is willing to go out of his superstar image, just like in Perambu. Mammootty is the winner here. Unpredictability. Being unpredictable has always been synonymous with Mohanlal. It simply can't be predicted what he's going to perform the next moment. We have had actors and analysts reflect upon his unpredictability as follows.
മലയാളത്തിൽ അൺപ്രഡിക്റ്റബിലിറ്റിയുടെ ഏറ്റവും നല്ല ഉദാഹരണം മോഹൻലാലാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു സീനിൽ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കരയാൻ പോകുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കള്ളു കുടിച്ച് അഭിനയിക്കുന്നത് എന്നൊന്നും നമുക്ക് പ്രെഡിക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ കഴിയില്ല എന്ന് സംവിധായകൻ കമൽ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്.
ഒരു പരിധി വരെ ജയറാമിനായിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് സിനിമകളിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടുള്ള ബന്ധം വെച്ചിട്ട് ജയറാം എന്താ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകണമെന്നുള്ളതിനെ ഏകദേശം എനിക്ക് ഗസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. മമ്മൂക്ക അഭിനയിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പരിധി വരെ എനിക്ക് ഗസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. പക്ഷെ മോഹൻലാൽ ക്യാമറ ഓൺ ചെയ്തിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം എന്താണ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് നമുക്ക് അറിയില്ലായിരുന്നു.
മോഹൻലാൽ wins here. Use of body.
മൂക്ക് വീർപ്പിക്കലിനും മുഖം ചുളിക്കലിനും അപ്പുറം തൻ്റെ ശരീരത്തെ ഫലപ്രദമായി ഉപയോഗിച്ച് ഇമോഷൻസ് കൺവേ ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരു നല്ല നടനെ കഴിയൂ. മസിലുകളുടെ വികലമായ ചലനം ഉപയോഗിച്ചല്ല, മറിച്ച് ആ വികാരത്തെ ഉൾക്കൊണ്ടാണ് ഒരു നല്ല നടൻ അഭിനയിക്കേണ്ടത്. ചെങ്കോലിലെ മീശ പിരിച്ചു കയറ്റിയ ശേഷമുള്ള മോഹൻലാലിന്റെ സംഭാഷണം സ്വാഭാവിക അഭിനയത്തിന്റെയും ഇമോഷൻസ് കൺവേ ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ ശരീരത്തിനുള്ള പ്രാധാന്യത്തിന്റെയും ഉദാഹരണമാണ്. മമ്മൂട്ടിയുടെ പ്രാഞ്ചിയേട്ടനിലെ പ്രസംഗവും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ.
This shall be discussed later. Introversion.
നിരീക്ഷണത്തെ ഒരു നടന്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റിയായി നമ്മൾ പലപ്പോഴും പറയാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ മറ്റുള്ളവരെ നിരീക്ഷിക്കുന്നതിനേക്കാൾ ഒരു നടന് തന്നെ നിരീക്ഷിക്കാനുള്ള കഴിവ് ഉണ്ടാകുമ്പോഴാണ് അയാൾ ഒരു മികച്ച നടനാകുന്നത്. ഒരു നടൻ അയാളുടെ ഉള്ളിലെ ഓരോ വേർഷനെയും കഥാപാത്രത്തിനനുസരിച്ച് പ്രൊജക്ട് ചെയ്യുകയാണ് വേണ്ടത്. തൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ താൻ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാതെ പോയ തൻ്റെ തന്നെ എത്രയെത്ര വകഭേദങ്ങളുണ്ടെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ ഒരു എക്സ്ട്രോവേർട്ടിന് പ്രയാസമാണ്. പല മികച്ച നടന്മാരും ഇൻട്രോവേർഷന്റെ ഗുണങ്ങൾ കാണിക്കുന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും അതിനു പുറകിൽ ഇങ്ങനെയൊരു കാര്യം ഉണ്ടെന്നത് നിങ്ങൾ ചിന്തിച്ചു കാണില്ല. നമ്മുടെ മോഹൻലാൽ, ഫഹദ് ഫാസിൽ, ബിജു മേനോൻ, ഷെയ്ൻ നിഗം ഇവരൊക്കെ ഇതിന് ഉദാഹരണമാണ്.
Mohanlal wins. Coming back to body language and believability, the reason why we kept these parts for later was to make us aware that we have been comparing these two legends. based on just two of the basic qualities of a great actor. Considering the application of various qualities, Mohanlal seems to be the one ticking more boxes, be it childlike innocence, imagination, unpredictability, introversion. We leave the body language and believability part to all those film goers out there.